Hi there, and welcome to Hive. This is our first Tuesday talk, so I'm so happy that you've joined me here today for this. I will post a video every Tuesday of a topic that either someone has requested or something new that I learned during the week that I thought you could benefit from as well. And so today we're going to be talking about one of the easiest physical activities you can do to help decrease perimenopausal and menopausal symptoms and also help us as we age through postmenopause. So, not to insult anyone's intelligence, but let me go through those three real quick. Perimenopause can start as far back as 15 years before your last egg drops. So that can explain a little bit of the emotional swings over a decade or so as you're closing in on menopause. You may have none of the symptoms. You may have all of the symptoms. You may just have some of them, but I'm going to just go across the board and see how we can address each of these through perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause with fitness, nutrition, sleep, mindset, and stress management. So today's topic is going to definitely fall under fitness, but it can also fall under sleep, mindset, and stress management. Sounds pretty cool, right? Then menopause is the 12-month window that you don't have a cycle at all. Now, during those last maybe that last year of perimenopause, you'll start noticing that your periods are fewer and far between. You might not have one for four months, and then it comes in hot and heavy for 2 weeks, and then you don't have it again for another 2 months, and then it's back again. So it's when you have 12 consecutive months without a cycle that you are then considered through menopause and postmenopause. So about 18 months ago, I thought I was there. I got to month 11, and then I had my cycle 4 months in a row, and the clock started all over. So now I'm on month 5. Hopefully this is it, and I can finally get into postmenopause. Bringing me to postmenopause. Postmenopause you will have for the rest of your life. And throughout postmenopause, there is a decrease in estrogen. And with that decrease in estrogen, we also tend to lose muscle tone, bone density, balance, and all of those things can be detrimental to us, obviously, when we're in our 70s and 80s. So everything that I'm going to be rolling out over the next year or so is all going to be focused around what can we do to alleviate our symptoms today to get us through perimenopause and menopause, but then also do the things that our 85-year-old selves will be thankful to us for in bone density, balance, and muscle strength. I've worked in long-term care for a very long time, and I hear it often. Oh, she fell and broke her hip. And honestly, more often than not, somebody with low bone density, because of their low muscle tone and low balance, will turn the wrong way or step the wrong way, and that hip, because it doesn't have good bone density, will fracture. The fracture then causes them to lose their balance. Then they fall, hit the deck, and it fully breaks. So instead of saying she fell and broke her hip, in actuality, her hip fractured and she fell, and then it broke all the way. So we want to keep that from happening. And the best way I know how to do that is by keeping our bones and muscles strong today. That does not mean hours in the gym. Lord knows I have spent hours in the gym and on the trail and counting macros and weighing every ounce of every bite I ever took. And that actually helped get me to my goals back in 2018. But now I'm realizing what worked for me then does not work for me 7 years later. My hormones are different. I've had a 100% cellular turnover. So that doesn't work anymore. The good news is that it just doesn't take that level of intensity to still be so beneficial for a perimenopausal, menopausal, and postmenopausal body. So what is this amazing activity that we can do to help us with all three? Ladies, it is walking. And I know that sounds so easy because we walk all the time, right? But I'm not talking about finding the closest parking space to the grocery store and then kind of shuffling in with our shoulders bent and we're looking at our cell phone and we're doing this. I'm talking about walking with intention, where you are putting on good socks, lacing up good shoes, and hitting a trail. Even if you are not currently a walker, get out there, do 1 block, a quarter mile, whatever you feel most comfortable in doing, and walk with intention. Shoulders back, lungs open. We can take those nice, good, big, deep breaths. Walk with intention. Make your stride intentional. I will recommend getting yourself a good pair of walking shoes. You can go to a place like Fleet Feet or Waco Running. They'll assess your gait, your stride, how you stand. Are you underpronated, overpronated? Are you neutral? And they can make very good shoe recommendations for your walking needs. Or as an alternative, if you just don't want to go to the store and do all that, there is a website called roadrunnersports.com, and it's so cute. They have like a fit finder, and you tell them, yes, I have a high arch, a low arch, a flat arch, a neutral arch. I walk like this. I stand like that. There's a little questionnaire, and then it's kind of like sit, Ubu, sit, and the little dog runs off, and he comes back with good shoes. I have done that probably about 8 times now, and I've only ever had to send back 1 pair of shoes. So I highly recommend that for your shoe needs if you don't want to go to the store. Also, too, if you're just like, oh, Lorena, you've lost it. I'm not going to go walk. I'm just not. That's okay, too. Do what you can. So my next and probably even more favorite recommendation is to get yourself a little mini trampoline, also known as a rebounder. 10 minutes 3 times a week. Ladies, in a month, you will feel better, I promise. So, and with that, you don't even need the fancy shoes. You just go get yourself some yoga socks that have the no-slip grips on the bottom and do it under your ceiling fan with the air conditioner in front of your favorite TV show and just knock out 10 minutes on a rebounder. That helps build those calf muscles, and those calf muscles are actually a second heart and are especially important as we age because our heart's been working for a long time too. So strong calf muscles actually help push the blood back up to the heart from the lower extremities so that the heart's not having to work double hard trying to pull it back up on its own. Good muscle tone, good muscle strength helps the heart become a better muscle itself. So get yourself either a rebounder or out on the trail. Let me share some of the physical benefits of either of those with you. And again, as I get better at this, I won't have to check my notes as much. So thank you for hanging in there with me while I'm going through this. The first thing I've listed is weight management. I do want to impress upon you, this is not a weight loss program or even a weight management program. However, some of the side effects to having better muscle tone and bone density than you do now is weight redistribution or weight recomposition. So muscle burns fat. And although the scale may never show that to you, 5 pounds of muscle is about this big. 5 pounds of fat is about this big. 5 pounds of muscle is about this big. So even though the scale doesn't change, if you replaced 5 pounds of fat with 5 pounds of muscle, you're more condensed, but the scale didn't move. So don't always count on the scale. And I would recommend a good biometric scale. I use a Renpho scale. It not only measures my weight, but my body fat percentage, my bone density, my hydration levels, which are sadly underperforming. My poor little sad dried up cells. I've got to rehydrate them, and we'll do a whole course on that as well. But weight management, not weight loss, is the goal here. In addition to that, again, is your bone health and muscle health. Those two walk hand in hand. The stronger your muscles, the stronger your bones. The weaker your muscles, the weaker your bones, the weaker your balance. And that's just how those go together. You have to have toned muscles to have the strong bones, to have the good balance. And that is what our 85-year-old self is asking for us to do today. So in addition to those benefits that we get from walking today, we also get that improved cardiovascular health. And again, that just goes with the better muscle tone. The other muscles are helping the extremities push the blood back to the heart, and reduced inflammation across the board. Perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. If you have a muscular disorder, if you have an autoimmune disorder, everybody's got something, right? And inflammation is usually at the root cause of the everything that everyone has. So keeping your inflammation down is imperative. Again, I'll have a whole module on that, but I'll have little nuggets along the way of information on how to keep that inflammation down as well. Stop using aspartame. I'm just going to make that a side note right now. Take aspartame completely out of your diet, and you will feel a discernible difference by May 1st. I promise. In addition to the physical benefits of walking, there are emotional benefits as well. And this is what I can attest to during COVID lockdowns. I only left my house once a week to meet up with my friend and go for a walk. If I didn't have that, I would have lost my mind. So being able to get out, still be socially distanced, but still have social connection, getting the sunshine with the vitamin D, also a huge thing, especially if you have an autoimmune disorder. I like the Athletic Greens vitamin D supplement, but you can just find any good supplements, read your reviews, and make a choice. If you need help with that, let me know. But vitamin D is so imperative, especially with autoimmune disorders. But the best way to get your vitamin D is just 10 minutes of sunshine. So if you can get out there in the sun and get a 1/4 mile walk in and visit with a friend while you're doing it, your mental and physical health will improve dramatically. So give it a shot with that. Also with mood enhancement, lower stress and anxiety, improved sleep. And with your improved sleep, therefore, you have increased energy, enhanced cognitive function. And one of my favorite things about setting any goal, if you are not a walker at all and you're still kind of skeptical of the things that I'm saying to you about walking or rebounding, I am telling you that I've never come back in a bad mood from a walk. It does help with energy, with the boost in self-esteem. Like the first time I made a goal for myself to do a 10K, I just was questioning my life's choices towards the end of it. But once I completed it, it was such a boost in self-esteem, something that I used to say that I couldn't do, and I did. And if you find yourself saying, I can't do that, I can't walk a block, I can't do 10 miles on a rebounder, I'm going to share with you one of the biggest pieces of advice I received from a young lady after I had a meltdown after I couldn't do something either. And she said, Lorena, next time you say, I can't do that, I want you to finish that sentence with the word yet. I can't do that yet. And what a mind shift. Because then and now, anytime I think, well, I can't do that, well, how do I know? I haven't tried. Maybe I just can't do it yet. Maybe if I tried, I could. So when you do cross that finish line, you do get that 10 minutes in, you do pass that 1/4 mile, let's celebrate that. Share that here with the group. You can share it in the private group if you'd rather. And I encourage that too. I really want that sisterhood to grow up so that we can share some of our more intimate details of what's going on, and let's dig into that without having like a public audience. So you can do that. You can take the poll below, and that will help me develop some things while I'm continuing to work on my audio visual expertise so that I can create better content here for you as well. So I hope that you will take that poll. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your goal is. And over the next few weeks, we'll just check back in and see, did you set a goal and you weren't really sure if you could do it and now you did? Let's celebrate that. I would be so excited to buzz about that with you. So again, I am so happy you're here on this journey with me. I will learn as much as I can to share with you. I know it was through my own personal irritation at not being able to find the answers only a couple of months ago to realize that only 2% of American physicians have any education about menopause. That means if you walk into a room of 100 doctors, 2 of them will have more than 1 hour of education about menopause. And I found that to be quite annoying. And I figured if I want something done, I'll do it myself. And then I thought, what good is it for me to have all of this information to help my own symptoms if I'm not sharing it with so many of my friends who are expressing the same frustrations that I am? So that's what brought the Hive all about. I'm so glad you're here with me to help me through this. I am open to constructive criticism, but please give me grace along the way. I'm trying the best that I can. And I'm so happy that we're doing this as a Hive together. And I look forward to hearing from you. And let's do this together, ladies. I appreciate you all. We'll see you soon. Have a great week. Bye.